Everyone says buying your transit is a smart move, but are they getting way more than they bargained for? For years, we've been hearing about Surrey's SkyTrain extension, a project promising to connect Surrey to the rest of the Lower Mainland. Homebuyers and residents all thought, cha-ching! Everyone said living near transit meant investment, growth, rising values. They could not lose. Until the project actually started. Dust, dirt, noise pollution, gridlock, congestion, never-ending construction. And now, residents along Fraser Highway are already fed up and we're not even close to being done. In today's video, we're breaking down what's really happening, the current status of the project, and the massive price people are paying just for a chance to win the property lottery. But the question is, will they? Because right now, they're paying a very different kind of price. Only get one chance to buy or sell your next home. Let's get it right. Quick side note, my name is Darren German, a local realtor living and working in the Surrey and White Rock area. My team doesn't just help people buy or sell, we help them make smart moves based on research, strategy, and what actually works in this market. So if you're thinking of relocating here or away from here and you want real tailored advice to your situation, there's a link in the description to book a strategy call with me and my team. It's free, it's personalized, and it might save you from making a costly mistake. On paper, this is one of the most ambitious transit projects the region has ever seen. We're talking about a 16-kilometer extension of the Expo line, one that will finally connect more of Surrey and Langley to the rest of the Lower Mainland. It's a provincial project backed by billions of dollars, and the promise here is quite clear. Fast, frequent, high-capacity service to move people safely and affordably. So here's what's planned. 8 new SkyTrain stations in Surrey, ranging from North Surrey all the way down to Willowbrook Centre Mall in Langley. And with those 8 stations comes 3 new major bus exchanges and a new backbone for how people in Surrey get around the community. But this isn't just about moving people, it's also reshaping entire neighborhoods. Areas near each of the new stations are being rezoned into what's called transit-oriented areas. That means small, low-rise communities are being transformed and fast. Parking requirements are disappearing and buildings are rising up, some as tall as 20 stories or more. The idea here is that people will live, work, and move within these communities without relying on a car at all. And it's all happening for a reason. Over the next 30 years, Surrey, the city of Langley, and the township of Langley are expected to welcome over 400,000 new residents and add 185,000 new jobs. So yeah, it's super bold and it's necessary. And for some, it's the future. But for others already living here, that future feels like it's arriving at their expense. So why are some of these people holding out just to see what might happen? Well, there are some powerful beliefs about real estate near transit areas, especially here in Surrey. People, they think it's a guaranteed investment win, that home prices will soar just because a SkyTrain stop is coming, that they'll never need a car again, and that developers will be knocking on their door with blank checks the second that these new densities get approved. And hey, that's not all wrong. In fact, a major report from the Real Estate Investment Network released in 2018, one we've quoted many times on this YouTube channel, has looked exactly at this. What happens to property values near rapid transit stations? And the numbers. In some North American cities, homes within 500 to 800 meters of a station outperformed the rest of the market by anywhere from 3% to 40%. Yeah, 40%. Now, that is the number that gets quoted at dinner parties. But let's be real, most homes in Greater Vancouver are not seeing that kind of spike just because a SkyTrain station is nearby. Now, I'm curious, comment below if you think that people would pay 40% more for a unit because it's near a SkyTrain station. Or is that idea and number just way overblown? Well, nobody can be sure. What I reflect on is a more conservative figure, most likely, right? 3 to 5% maybe, spread out over several years, and most definitely delayed until after construction is finished. But here's the rest of the story. The report also highlights some big risks. Properties too close to stations can face noise, traffic, and higher crime. And not all transit stops perform the same. Some fizzle out because there's no walkability or amenities in the area. And in areas like Surrey, where high-rise supply is booming, too much density can actually flatten prices, not raise them. So yeah, buying near transit can be a smart move, but only if the timing, the neighborhood, and the design of the area all line up. Being too close can actually hurt value. You want the station, as an example, but you also want schools, parks, groceries, livability. Now, if you're someone that's considering buying a home, you need to be careful, because if you get it wrong, if you buy in a transit zone that's overbuilt, underplanned, or just plain unpleasant, you might be waiting a lot longer for that payoff than you expected. If you're planning to buy, whether near a transit zone or not, you'll want to check out the link in the description below. I put together a list of 21 grants and incentives available to home buyers in BC. These aren't the usual headlines. They include hard to find, often overlooked programs that can save you real money on your next home. Some of them are, in fact, worth thousands of dollars, and most people don't even know that they exist. So grab the list and use what applies to help keep more cash in your pocket. So while the promise of future value sounds great on paper, living near the SkyTrain extension right now, that is a completely different story. Take a drive down Fraser Highway and ask the people who live there. See how the Clayton neighborhood is loving their community right now. And Fleetwood is just as much of a mess as any of the other ones. Some homeowners can't even get in or out of their driveways without hitting a detour. Small businesses, already struggling, have seen foot traffic completely disappear behind fencing and dust. Parents are walking their kids to school beside active construction zones, and renters in older buildings are living with constant noise, vibration, and nowhere to park because even street access is limited. Like, we are literally talking from Willowbrook Mall all the way up Fraser Highway to North Surrey is completely shut down because of the construction. And this is a well-traveled road we're talking about. Plus, the hardest part is the residents here, they don't even know what it's all going to look like when it's all done. Will these towers bring more life to the community, or will it overcrowd it? Will they have the same quiet, tranquil neighborhood, or will they hear the constant whine of the SkyTrain every 8 minutes from 6 a.m. to 10 p.m. Will it be walkable and safe, or will it be chaotic and dense? Will their home even be here in 5 years, or will a developer offer to tear it down? These people, they're already paying the price. And for now, all they can do is wait and really hope that it's all going to be worth it. And the scary thing is, this project, it just kind of started. They say it'll be done in 2029, but like, really, come on here. Plus, that's also 4 years from the filming of this video of living in this complete chaotic mess. These people have chosen to put their lives on hold, hoping for a financial windfall, but sacrificed the next 4 years of their life to do so. So what would you do in this situation? And where does this leave the people living near the SkyTrain extension? Well, somewhere between hope and probably frustration. They've been told it's all going to be worth it, that the towers will bring vibrancy, that the station will bring further opportunity, and that their property will become more valuable just by being there. They're simply just living in complete uncertainty about how long the construction will really last, uncertainty about what kind of neighborhood they'll be left with, and uncertainty about whether that big payoff that they were promised will ever actually show up. And hey, maybe it will. Maybe this really will become the thriving, walkable urban corridor that it was designed to be. But right now, these people are living in the middle of a massive transformation, and there is no going back. Is living near the SkyTrain going to be worth it in the long run, or are people just stuck paying the price for someone else's vision of the future? I'd love to hear from you, so drop a comment down below and let me know, and I'd love to hear your take on it. And hey, if you're thinking about buying in Surrey, you probably should reach out. We can help you avoid the neighborhoods that may be losing value and steer you towards the areas that are smart, long-term investments. And you're gonna wanna make sure you stick around as well. Our video coming up next dives into exactly that, the best areas to live in Surrey right now and all the reasons why. So if that sounds good, I'll see you over there right now. You've heard all about Surrey, British Columbia. You know that it is relatively affordable in comparison to the other areas in the lower mainland of BC. You know it's growing incredibly fast. You probably know that it's the city of parks, and it's also being dubbed the city of the future. The big question for you in this video though is where to call home in Surrey.